Howdy all, Nimby here, and today we're going to be tying up a skunk fly. Going to start our thread in about a bodkin width from the eyes. Got a little bit of room for the throat and the overwing in there. And we're going to do our thread body all the way back, our thread base. And with this style of hook, we're going to stop closer to the point there, just a little bit past the point. I thought I'd give it a try on this slightly bent. It's almost like a merger or a nymph hook, but not quite there. Sorry, popped my scissors in the wrong spot and couldn't find them for a second there. There we go. Okay, so the tail on this one's pretty simple. Tail's gonna be just red rooster hackle. Like a scarlet red, nice bright red. We're gonna bring that up. Just gonna try and get these ends a little bit more together. There we go. And this is just for a little shock of color out the back. Don't need a whole lot. We're gonna go for just a hair longer than gap height on this one. And it should be sitting right on top. Looks like we are. That's good stuff. I'm gonna trim off the rachis ends just because they're a little bit on the fuzzy side. And we'll bury the rest of that in here. Just lightly, mind you, for now, because we're going to be covering it up with chenille. So we're not really going to need to build up a body on this one. We're going to capture in, you can use either uni French tinsel or a medium tinsel. I got both going right now. I dropped my medium tinsel. Well, there's the French. Okay, 1 second. Let me grab that. Where did it go? Okay, well, I guess we'll need another piece then. So, I guess that made the choice for us. We're going to go with the uni French for this one. Oh, this is uni French in a medium. I'll hold the spool up for you guys. There's the uni French and a medium silver. I'm going to be tying it on my side of the hook here. We're going to get it just like a wrap back from the end. So it'll be, well, the first wrap we'll have will be chenille on there. And for the chenille, we're going to be using a medium standard black chenille. this is going to be our body. I'm going to tie it in right at the end here just with the chenille thread. I'm going to bring it right up so it's butting up against where we tied our uni-French in. I'll bring my uni-French forward and we'll just have that in our bodkin holder for now. Just so it's out of the way for this one wrap. It'll stay there for me. Good enough for now. We just need it there for one wrap. There, that's better. I'm gonna get at least 2 or 3 wraps holding the chenille in behind it. For security, and we can return that. Just get the bobbin holder out of our way. Get this back up to the front. There we go. And I'm gonna throw in a couple half hitches here just to so we can pop this up in our bobbin cradle again. There we go. There we are. So basically what we want to see here just making sure I'm not interrupting that tail too much. I think we're good. Maybe not. 1 second. Let's see there. Oh, it looks okay. Okay. That's going to go back into our material clip for now. We're going to continue with this. Body wrap. Quite happy with how that, there's a little lump there. I'm just going to redo that. Okay, that's much better. There we go. Okay, it's a pretty simple little black body. I'm just going to adjust my camera slightly here. It's just a black fly and I wore a kind of dark shirt, so we're just gonna adjust that for a moment. There we go. That's probably a little better for you guys now. Alright. Now we're gonna counter wrap our silver oval tinsel. And by counter wrapping, we were spinning it this way around, so we're going to be going the opposite direction. And that'll allow it to sit on top of the chenille instead of falling into the cracks that we made when we were wrapping it. It'll also add a little more durability to it, as it'll stop it from unraveling if it did break or get cut by a fish tooth. There we go. We just want to wrap that, just separating wraps like that. You want 5 to 7 or so. Add some segmentation, adds a little flash to the fly. The next one we do, we'll do it in the flat tinsel that I dropped and I can't find, so we'll craft a new piece. Okay. Like the name would suggest, it's going to have some white and some black in it. We're going to do in the black first. And for the black, we're doing a black hen beard from a black hen feather. We got 2 of them here. I'm just going to separate them. There you go. That's more than enough for a couple flies, that's for sure. So I'm just going to strip off the bottom. We don't need any of this wispy stuff. That's going to all go. There, we got the better part of the feather there now. We're going to want to rip off about a little more than the gap height because we want to have this beard to be a little bit on the substantial side. So, right about there. About a gap and a half or so. I'm just going to adjust that beard with the thread tension there. That'll be enough to hold it down. I want it kicking out right about to where the point is on the hook. So that's a nice little guy there, like that. Nice little beard. For the top, we're going to be using some white roe deer hair. Now, if you don't have white roe deer, you could use bucktail. You could just use regular deer hair. If you got some whitetail, something a little bit on the lighter side. You could even use some rabbit. Or whatever you have for white fur would be fine too. Don't need a whole lot, we just need a little bit. This stuff is a little bit unwieldy. I don't love static. So I'm gonna go for maybe a little bit more Okay, we're just gonna clean out all the underfur. Hey, good morning. Good to have you in from Singapore. That's awesome. Welcome in. Always a pleasure. Feel free to drop a like, and you can subscribe if you like fly time. We're in here pretty much every day. Normally in the morning, but I'm doing a few later streams for some of the viewers that haven't been able to catch the morning streams. But we're broadcasting from interior British Columbia. Oh, it's K-Fish. Hey, man. I was wondering, I get some people in from Singapore, but they don't normally speak or type in English. Well, you got me, 100%. You got me there. Good on you. Dude, it's gotta be like dinner time there, eh? It's like a little longer than I want it to be, really. Let's see if I can separate this a little bit here, take some of these longer guys out. Yeah, that's kind of what my rough estimate in my brain was. Just gonna kind of hand, this stuff is so messy. I'm just gonna kind of hand stack this a bit. I'm just getting rid of the whiffy light stuff that we're not gonna be using. There, that's a lot better. Still needs to be cleaned a lot though. 1 second. Just want to do this over my trash because this stuff sticks like cat's hair. There we go. That's much better. You don't need a whole lot, you just want a nice white shuck along the back. Hey, I appreciate it, man. Hopefully you're having a good trip over there. Thanks for the laugh, I needed that. You totally caught me off guard there. I really gotta set up my streamer bot to actually read the names out. Yeah, have a good one. Enjoy your dinner and everything. Been enjoying your boat shorts that you had posted there. You too, man. Hey, Pacific. You. Sorry, I got one rogue hair that's stuck in there. I gotta pull out. Where did you go? Did you fall out? Okay. Hey, thanks for dropping in, Pacific. Appreciate it. Doing up a skunk fly today, or a couple of them. So simple little dude, little red tail on it, white overwing, black beard. Simple little attractor wet fly, almost like a nymph style actually. Guess you could even fish it like an emerger, I suppose. Where did my whip finish go? There she is. Hiding on me. Yeah, happy with that. That was a good little guy. Gonna let that head cement stick a second. Yeah, I like head cement. Just hook and hackle head cement, you know, the thin stuff. And depending on the fly, I'll add a little bit of Sally Hansen's on there. Depending if I want a nice glossy kind of bulbous head like that, which in this case looks really good. Happy with that. Yeah, we're just gonna do our spin and spiel on this fly here, so just be a second. And the vise today we have a skunk fly. This is tied anywhere from a size 8 to a size 2. We got a size 8 in the vise. Has a scarlet red hackle tail, a black chenille body with a French silver tinsel wrapped up. You can use a flat tinsel as well, which is pretty common. White roe deer wing on the top. You can use rabbit, you can use regular whitetail if you like, or bucktail, and a black hen hackle beard on the bottom. This was originally tied in the North Umpquen area as a dressing for, especially for steelhead streams, the inland steelhead streams. So it can get fairly large, up, like I said, up to size 2, depending on where you're fishing it. Wonderful little fly, very effective, very simple. Add a couple to your boxing. Okay, gonna toss that in the cork here. Just need to make myself some room, running out of room here. Move these blue charms over. What a wonderful fly blue charm is. So pretty, those ones there. Okay, we'll do another one here. I'm gonna use a flat tinsel this time. Yeah, I'd like to use UV resin. I mean, I have used it. I just have a really bad allergy to it. I get blisters and rash, and it's nasty, and it's not worth it for me, so I just don't use it. Not for not wanting to. It's a really cool material. It has its ups and downsides. The upsides is you can cure it like instantly almost, right? So you can build up heads and bodies and stuff with it that you can do with like an epoxy or resin without UV, but it's not quite the same, right? That's a little wonky. 1 second. It's slightly better. But the main difference between head cement and a UV resin is the UV resin isn't really going to soak into the thread. So what you're doing is when you're curing the UV resin, you're actually making a cap, like a hard cap around your thread. You'll probably soak in. Yeah, it really does. I'd love to play with the UV resin more because you can do so many cool things with it. But I've tried several brands, and if I get it on my fingers, it just like eats my skin up. And everyone's like, "Well, just don't get it on your fingers." It's like it's not that easy when you're touching everything, you know. Yeah. So anyway, I've been using this head cement, or a version of this head cement, since I was like 12. and it's never caused me any problems whatsoever. It doesn't come undone or... Yeah, it does soak in, but the problem is, like, in order for it to cure, the UV light has to actually hit the resin, right? So it never fully cures, like, several thread depths in, because it's opaque. It's going to stop the UV from hitting it. So you'll have a nice hard shell on the outside, but it'll never fully cure the resin on the inside. Yep. Yeah, try it. Make a big old thread ball on one of your hooks. Like just a big old thread ball. Put your UV resin on it, you know, cure it like you normally would. Don't go AWOL with it, but just cure it like you normally would because it's a test. Take a razor blade, cut it open, see how far it goes, and you'll be surprised. It doesn't go very far. So the benefit of this is it'll soak like right in. Yeah, basically it. Yeah, I mean if you get like, you know, I'm generalizing, right? So like you can have a more powerful light. If you're using white thread, obviously it's gonna go deeper than if you're using black thread and all that kind of stuff. But anyway, this will penetrate pretty much right through to the hook shank because it's so thin, and it also, the other thing that this does that the UV resin won't do is this dissolves the wax on the thread. So it'll make almost like a bit of a slurry, and then, because it's got a lot of acetone in it, and it'll also help to dissolve this, which is dissolved in acetone. So it'll make your Sally Hansen just goes on the top to give it that shine, and that'll the two of them will mix together and they'll help the Sally Hansen soak in even more. So it's a little bit of a system, but yeah. Downside on that for sure is the curing times, right? They're going to be way longer. But yeah, there's a fair difference between the two. Where'd my little red feather go? There we are. Alright, so just red cock in the rock, rooster, dyed red. So that's your white, your box standard white rooster, which is normally what you get when you buy most dyed feathers, because of course the white feathers are easier to dye. Yeah, I'll be on at like 3 in the morning again. I'm just gonna get a couple hours of sleep and I'll be back at it again. So we'll still have our morning stream like we normally do. I'm just doing a little evening stream because I didn't do one this morning. Oh, and I haven't even got my thread on the hook yet. Come on, Nimby, what are you doing? Yeah, I thought I'd do 1 or 2 here before bed. I am working tomorrow, so it's going to be an early morning stream. I'll bring this right down to the just past the hook point. That's probably 2 wraps too far. Back that up. That's better. Hey, cool. Yeah, it's normally like when I do my morning streams for you guys, it's kind of like around dinner time or so, isn't it? Trying to do this without dropping my tail. Hindsight should have cut the thread on there first. Come on, Nimby, what are you doing? Jeez. All over the place. Alright. So we want it to be about a gap height. So we'll go with that. And we'll do a soft wrap, just get on top of the hook. Oop, that kind of went everywhere. Let's do that again. Still kind of went everywhere. Okay. That's fine too. Had a K-fish pop in from Singapore and he totally got me there. He's probably gonna rub it in later, I'm sure. He's like, hey, from Singapore, blah blah blah, and I wasn't looking up at the chat. I just thought it was just some, you know, random dude from Singapore. I love me some second breakfast. Okay, so we're gonna do a flat tinsel. Let me dig around in my pile of leftover tinsels here, and I'm sure I got some flat tinsel kicking in here. I dropped the other piece I had ready to go. Of course I did, and then I couldn't find the thing. There we go. This one's a little bit kind of banged up, but I think it'll work for us just fine. 2:30. All right, have a good one. Have a good night, Muddy. See you in the morning. I'm just gonna do this one fly here, and then I'll probably have a shower, head to bed. In hindsight, I probably should have tied in the chenille first, but we'll make it work. That's what I did last time. We'll do it again. But I was just thinking, if I tie in the chenille first by the thread, I can avoid having to go around the tinsel, which doesn't make a whole lot of sense. I'm not sure why I did it that way, but I did. Yeah, later, Muddy. Have a good night, man. Thanks for dropping in. Appreciate it. Really do. Okay, we'll get this up here. I'll throw half hitch in. I'm not even sure what fly we're tying in the morning. I didn't check yet. Let me see here. Which one are we doing tomorrow? Ooh, that's a pretty one. We're doing a Skyomasha sunrise. Cool. Okay, I'll have to dig out some material for that. I don't think I got that all handy. Nice orange fly. Hence the name Sunrise, I suppose. Okay. I'm gonna get one wrap of the chenille first before I get the tinsel in. So we're just gonna get it around the tinsel. Just one wrap. That'll stop it from sliding back on its butt. That drives me crazy. I can't stand it when that happens to my flies, so I do the little extra effort to get it behind there. As it falls out of my material clip. Come on, buddy. Be a good boy. Really. Stay. I got enough there for one extra fly. Yeah, we'll go for 3 tonight. Okay, so we're counter wrapping this. Howdy doody. Hey Yoshi. Hey Luca. I feel like I might have over tinseled that one a little bit. Yeah, let's back that up a bit. No, I really don't. I fully appreciate it, and even if it did, I wouldn't want a chance getting nailed with a charge like that. That would cause me trouble for the rest of my life. I do a lot of back and forth across the border, and if something went wrong there, that would throw a wrench into a lot of my plans, so I thoroughly appreciate the offer, but it's just not something I want to entertain. Hope you understand. To be honest, I don't check the post very often. It would probably technically make it, but on the chance it didn't make it, that would be not a fun day for me. Plus, you know, it's technically illegal, so don't want to be doing that kind of thing. Yeah, same CBSA that you know, checks all the packages, so it doesn't really matter where it comes from. Like I said, fully appreciate it. Highly illegal. Not interested. Yeah. I don't agree with it, personally. I think it's dumb, because it's just a chicken that grows in, you know, Africa. It's not like it's endangered or anything. But it's not worth me if I get, like, if they did catch it coming through the mail, the repercussions are quite large here, so. Especially since I do like to order that kind of thing on a regular, I'd have my packages torn apart for the rest of my life. It just wouldn't be worth the trouble. I noticed on this cape, which is kind of weird, it's it's dyed black. I'm trying to figure out like the original color, because the rachis on these are red. So I'm trying to figure out like what kind of chicken has a red rachis. They're definitely chicken. But since it was dyed black, I don't know if it was maybe like a brown and then they bleached it and dyed it black, or what happened there. But it's kind of interesting that it has like a kind of peachy, if I get it in the camera in the right angle, kind of like a peachy red. It's quite red, which is weird. Maybe it was like a failed dyed red cape, and then they just, ones that didn't turn out well, they just re-dyed them black. That could be. So you don't normally see red rachises like that. That color red anyway, you see a lot of brown. Like reddish brown. Yeah, no, before they pass that law. Yeah, that would be my guess, actually, now that I was thinking about it. I think you're right. It's probably been double dyed. Maybe the first dye didn't go as well as they wanted it to, or not the right shade or something. I don't dye as much of my own stuff as I'd like to, but I know it's a bit of an art and guesstimation. But yeah, before they pass those laws, you could get jungle cock, you know, in every fly shop, and you know, it wasn't hard to come by at all, and it wasn't expensive. But you can't anymore. It's not hard. The hardest part is the fixing and getting it correctly fixed so it's not gonna bleed and washed out. That must have been what happened. And it's like a really nice deep black too, which is odd. You figure if they double dyed it, it wouldn't be as black. It would be like maybe more of a purple or maroon or something. But no, seems pretty good. Should have pulled that back a bit. That's okay. Just got a little bit close to my eye there. I think we'll be fine. Alright, let's get to the deer here. This is just a white roe deer. It's almost like a rabbit though. It's like really super light stuff. This is actually local-ish. Yeah, that's what you use to fix it, or most people use anyway, is vinegar to fix it. And vinegar, when you boil it, does stink. I'll get out. I normally do it out on my barbecue, so it's not as bad. Trying to get a decent sized clump here. It's an interesting fur because it's a deer, but it's like, it's super soft. Yeah, like anything that's legally huntable here, you just have to declare it properly in the post when you put it in the declaration package. But honestly, there's not really much for furs and stuff that I'm looking for right now. I mean, if it's cheap and easy to come by here, I'll pick it up. Not trying to turn down your offers or anything like that, but my storage containers are full. I really can't store much more. I never thought I'd actually say that, but that's true. I have a large wooden trunk behind me that's just full right to the top of furs. Everything from deer hair to moose to black bear to badger to coyote, wolf, muskrat, beaver, polar bear, seal, you name it. And I don't really have a lot of room left in there. I need to keep tying and actually try to get it back down a bit before I get more. But there's not really much that I'm missing. I pretty much have like all the animals and fur types that I've been wanting over the years. I've been slowly collecting. Yeah, I got some really nice raccoon tails. I don't have a lot of raccoon body, but I also don't really use a lot of raccoon body, even though it can be pretty useful. But I have so much other stuff that's similar to raccoon. And raccoon's not hard to come by here either. I remember I have access to like the whole West Coast trapping, trapping lines. Yeah, I mean, I got some pretty big chunks of it back, like I said, before there was like Antron and Sparkle Dub and all that stuff. Almost all dubbing was mixed with seal's fur, and it was like everywhere. You could, it wouldn't be uncommon to see people with like seal fur gloves and stuff up here too, right? So a lot of thrift stores I can still go in and find like seal fur gloves and cut that up. Or like trimming on boots is really common up here too. So if you have like caribou or moose hide boots, it's really comfortable, but they're not waterproof, so they have to be skinned with a seal fur to keep the water from getting into the moose hide. Otherwise the water will get in and freeze, and then your boots will be solid as a rock. But yeah, I mean, I have access to all sorts of furs at a really reasonable price because there's lots of trappers, all up and down the West Coast. And it's pretty much free, a lot of it. So like there's lots of hunters up here too, and lots of a lot of people will just throw their deer hides in the bush, right, in places where I go hiking. So it's easy to come by material. I tied that one a little too close to the eye. Yeah, let's, I'm gonna try and retie that. Yeah, but I mean, if you've met... if you and if you have the two of them put together, you have a waterproof outer hide, and a really soft, warm inner hide, and it makes like that's what the Inuit use, right? Like you can get down to -50 in those, and you'll be nice and warm and waterproof. And they've been using them for millennia. Not putting down synthetics or anything; they have their place, but I'm just saying that there is a good amount of people that use traditional up here, and it's not uncommon to find them in the thrift stores that are all beat up, but they make perfect fly tying material. Okay, I'm gonna try that. It looks a little better. I just don't want to have too big of a step there, so I had to retie that one in. But anyway, yeah. Not like bragging about my stock or anything. It's like far from that. I just, I'm not wanting for material in any shape or form of the imagination. I've been very well blessed with being lucky finding stuff, and that's part of the fun for me too, is to go out and hunt and find the materials. And yeah, almost everything I have is extremely vintage from a time when this stuff was, you know, more ethically harvested. So yeah, it is. And even back then, honestly, they didn't really go after the babies as much as TV, and that would have you believe, because you know, it's a trade, right? You get paid per pound, and if you need 35 baby seals to make the same poundage as one adult, well, you're gonna go after an adult. You're just gonna get better seal fur that way too. But yeah, everything I have for seals fur is clearly adult seal. It's not baby seal. And it's all very old. Most of the stuff I have is well older than I am. Yeah, we've all seen it, man. I don't really want to talk about it, to be honest with you. Huh. I don't think my knot held. 1 second. Oh, look at that. Doesn't happen very often. Well, let's redo that though. Well, the thing is, like, all baby animals are cute though, right? Like, it's not like just baby seals are cute. Everything that's a baby animal is cute. Alright, we'll call that good. You got a little too close to the eye there. But eye's still free, so good enough. A little bit much on the brush there. Let's clean it off a bit. I was gonna make a very slight comment about that with human babies, because some human babies. I thought I took you out of my playlist. Why are you back? 1 second. I gotta get rid of this one. Where are you? Maybe it was in here twice. There it is. You're not much better. Let's change you. There we go. It's the problem with the royalty-free music. It's hard to find good stuff. I know. Keeps coming back. I probably have it in there several times. What the problem was. There. I'm happy with that little guy though. Looks like my tinsel went a little cattywampus by the butt there. It's funny because my chat bot, whenever you guys do emojis like that, not that I don't want you to do emojis or anything, I don't care. It's just funny for my chat bot because it describes what the emoji is. It doesn't actually just say what the emoji is. So he'll say like a green smiley face in a square form or something like that over again, like 3 times, right, before it's finally finished. That's a little better. Not really sure what I did with the tinseler. Obviously, I wasn't really paying attention to it. Okay, let's see. So if it's up, a little wonky in the vise though. There we go. No, that's even worse. What? Come on. It's unique. It's special. In the short bus kind of way. There we go. Ah, that's good enough. Whatever. They can't all be perfect, but it's definitely fishable. Alright, well, I'll do my little spin and spiel on that guy too. Need to get another short ready for tomorrow. Oh, in the vise we have a skunk fly. This is tied on a size 8. It can be tied all the way up to a size 2. It has a nice red cock in the rock, rooster hackle tail. Just a shot out about the size of the gap height. Black chenille body overwrapped with a silver tinsel, a white roe deer overwing and a black hen hackle beard. Simple little fly, but very effective, using all the inland rivers for steelhead and trout. Wonderful little fly. Add a couple to your box, eh? There we go. Well, let's add him to the cork. It wasn't the fly's fault. He was just bored during class. He wasn't being challenged enough. There we go. Now, corks are getting full. I have to start getting rid of these guys. There you go. Okay, I'm gonna call it. I'm gonna get a shower in and get ready for the morning. But we'll see you guys in not really that long, a couple hours really. We'll get some nice orange ones done up this morning or tomorrow morning. There's nothing wrong with the special flies. That's what makes the world go round. You need the special flies for those times when there's like trees all around you and it's windy and you know you're probably going to lose the dang thing anyway. Then you tie the special fly on. Yeah, thanks for coming out, guys. We'll see you in the morning. Appreciate it. Thanks to Luca, Wee Man, Muddy. Do we have anyone else popping in today? Yoshi, of course. No. Do we have anyone else? We had K-Fish earlier. We had Pacific in earlier as well. And I think that's everything. Okay, you guys have a good night. Thanks kindly. Appreciate it. See you in the morning. Or I guess it is the morning.